welcome to our social media marathon. It's great to have you here, and we brought on a special guest that maybe you're familiar with already, or if you're new to the high-level community, you're in tune here for a great episode with somebody who's been part of our high-level community, helping others grow and using AI for themselves for their social media management and to help their clients and their community do so too. So without further ado, help me welcome in the comments Jeffery Banek, also known as the Funnel Doc. He'll be speaking about our social media planner and how to leverage it by having the right AI prompts and the right content to push out. Jeffrey's put together 3 major points for you. The first one is AI-powered social media management. The second is having the framework for those effective AI prompts to go to market with your social media content and planner. And the third is strategic engagement and conversion and monetization. Jeffrey's put together this so that way you can go right in and get started. Jeffrey, welcome, and it's great to have you.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I'm happy to be here.
I'm really happy to have you here to join us and just share a little bit of behind the scenes of what you're teaching to folks with AI, social media content, and going to market with all types of businesses in mind. So Jeffrey, if you're okay with it, could you share with the audience, if they haven't had a chance to meet you, whether it was at the Level Up Summit or any other events that you've shared stages with some of the big names in our industry, could you share a little bit about who you are and what you do?
I design sales ecosystems, the whole thing. We do emails, AI, we have everything incorporated. We teach everything about how to create the whole ecosystem, the sales funnel, everything connects, as well as we integrate AI with everything we do. So.
Awesome. Well, on that note, I know you've put together slides here to walk us through step by step on how do we take the concept and go and put it to work. So if you're okay with it, you're more than welcome to share your screen. As we start to welcome everybody in, please comment below where you're tuning in from, if you're brand new to high level, and if you're using Social Media Planner now. We want to make this engaging for you, so please comment below. We'll be looking out for it. And as Jeff, the funnel doc here, starts to unpack what he's doing for himself and others, I'm hoping that you grab a nugget or two and take some action. Let's kick off the AI social content formula. Jeff, what do we got?
What's up, everybody? Funnel Doc here. So this is the AI social media content formula. Now, one of the things that you see all the time when it comes to social media, especially when you start seeing AI, is it's pretty repetitive, and that's one of the things that we're going to get away from in this. And as what John just said, when it comes to this, what you're going to really expect or what you can learn from this is how AI social media management framework to effectively first prompt. I mean, that's really the big one that we're going to be diving into, is how to really create a prompt that's going to set you apart from everyone else so that you don't look the same. Then we're going to be talking about how to monetize AI engagement. We'll be talking a little bit about the social media planner. And at the end of it, I even have a special treat for those that stick around to the very end. So who am I? Jeff Banek, the funnel doc. I'll cover this real quick. We've done 59.4 mil now in revenue through the ecosystems we created. Renowned for AI. I've been studying it deep. That's all I've been doing for over 2 years since GPT-3 came out in November 30th. I dedicated to help people to scale with AI. I really feel that AI is the future. It's going to be involved in everything we do in one way or another. It's going to change the world, as you already probably know, or else you wouldn't be here right now watching this video. So, social media challenge. One of the things as we see is organic reach is really starting to decline, and it's getting harder and harder to get out there in front of people. So one of the things that we want to do is, how can you set yourself apart? How can you really make it so that you can not only put out really great content, but be able to automate it so that you're not always having to do it yourself, and you're able to then create a process that will allow it to come out so it comes and seems to be created from some of the best copywriters that we have and different people in the industry. So now, one of the things we're going to talk about is how AI is changing the game. It's through AI automation content, ensuring fresh and engaging posts, AI powered comments and DMs. This is a big one. A lot of people are really starting to push into, and some things we'll mention later on, is when you jump into your DMs, being able to pull people out of that and move them into Messenger and then possibly into a sale by using AI. And then one of the things that AI is really starting to touch on is in moving into the future is predictive analytics, being able to actually look at your KPIs and the different data that you have and be able to take that in and predictively analyze it and guess, but with high accuracy, what you should be doing and when you should be doing it. So again, one of the major problems with AI, especially when it comes to social media content, let's just be honest, it's super easy to spot. You see it in there and you're like, oh, that's AI, obviously. It's super repetitive. You see it too. It's like once you see it, it's like you can see it every time because it's a very similar formula. And the reason why it is so similar is because people don't really understand how to prompt. And when you don't understand how to prompt right, it really gives that robotic feel that has really no soul to it all. And that's one of the things that makes social media so much different than everything else is it's supposed to be social, it's supposed to be engaging, it's supposed to be different, it's supposed to have a soul. So with that being said, one of the biggest problems is AI sucks when it's not prompted right. And so many people, when they are out there putting prompts in, they'll do 1 or 2 words. They really don't understand everything it takes to be able to take AI to the next level. So these are some of the things we'll be covering today. These are the real guts of what makes a great prompt. So number one, AI purpose and role. And we're going to dive deep into each one of these, explain how each one works. And by the end of this, you're going to understand all the steps you need to be able to make the perfect prompt to separate you from everyone else, put out amazing content that gets engagement and causes people to convert from knowing nothing about you or your brand to being raving customers will shout about you and your brand from the top of mountains. So the second one's audience and audience and traffic temperature. Third, platform and content format. Fourth, hook and writing style. Fifth, engagement style interaction. Six, post length and format. Seven, visual and formatting enhancements. 8, writing style. 9, famous copywriters to model. And this is something that a lot of people don't really touch on. And you're going to see in here that when you can really tell it and give examples of how AI should be working, it's really able to evolve into the best copywriter you can have on there right now. I mean, think about this right now. ChatGPT has an intelligence of 155 IQ is what they're saying. So that means when you know how to prompt it right, when you know how to speak to it right, you in essence have an IQ of 155 when you're using it properly. And that's what we're going to show you how to do in these prompts today. And the last one, of course, is the call to action. So jumping into AI purpose and role. Now, this is the real big one when you start in, is really what is the purpose of the AI in itself? So how should it present itself when it's speaking and with what intent? So should it be an expert and educator? Should it be teaching something? Should it be a storyteller that's actually using like allegoric type stories to be able to take the customer and change them from one belief to another and have an entire shift? Is it meant to be more humorous and entertaining to where it's more about having a good time than actually learning anything? Is it meant to close or persuade someone to take action? Is it a community builder that's meant to encourage and engagement in discussions? So here's an example of a prompt here, example of a prompt that we're looking at that covers that. So generate a LinkedIn post where the AI acts as an expert, educating agency owners on how AI automations can increase value. Now, mind you, this is just the beginning part of the prompt. This is just the purpose and the role. And the difference of the purpose and the role is you want to think of a role is what's its job. Like you can see right here, its job is to educate, and its purpose is to be able to increase and show automations and increase revenue. So what is the actual role it's going to be doing? So is it a salesman? Is it a receptionist type thing. And then what its purpose is to maybe increase sales or to help the customer if they're doing the other one, the receptionist, help the customer answering FAQ questions or scheduling an actual appointment. So you can see here, there's a difference between what their role is and what their purpose is when it comes to actual AI. So this is another one that we really have to factor in. A lot of people don't think about it a lot, but your traffic temperature and who your audience is so important. If you don't know where they're at in their customer journey, that means from the point to where they first learn about your product to the point where they actually make a purchase, you really don't know how you should speak to them. So you want to factor in, are they a cold audience where they're unaware, they need education and awareness of your product? I like to think of it like this. Cold awareness is basically like you're sick, but you don't know what's wrong with you and you have no clue how you're going to solve the problem. You just feel really bad. So warm audience knows you needs nurturing and needs trust building. You can also think about this when you're sick. You're like, oh, I know now that I have a flu, but I don't know what I need to treat that flu. So you're starting to see how you can start to learn more about what your problem is. And then in a hot audience, they're ready to buy. They know all about you. So when you look about a sickness, now this person knows that they have the flu, but now they know what the solution is going to be, which is usually your product, which would be whatever medication they need to be able to fix that flu. So you sort of think about it when they start going and learning more about their problem and how your product is going to solve it. When you can factor that into your prompting, that's when you're able to really set yourself apart. An example prompt is target a warm audience familiar with AI automation, emphasizing the benefits of using AI chatbots for lead generation. And here's the funny thing, a lot of you would be like, yeah, that's what I write. Yeah, but you'd only write that. That's the part of the problem with this. This is an entire prompt that's going to change everything about how the AI engages on every level. So let's move on to the next one. This one's really important too. What platform and what type of content format are you looking for? Where is a post going to be published? Different platforms require, and this is the biggest mistake I see people using AI for, different platforms require different type of formats. Now, some of them you can sort of get similar, like short form content, LinkedIn, Reels, similar to that. But when it comes to all the other different platforms do well in different ways. You can't use something that you make for Facebook that you can for Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn. And when you tell the AI what platform it is, and you let the AI know and then the AI understands all the different things that can cause things to go viral on that platform or whatever you're depending your actual goal is for that post, it's able to optimize specifically for each platform so that you're able to get the most amount of engagement that you're looking for. And then here's an example for that. So format the post for Instagram, keeping the caption short, engaging, and using emojis for better readability. So the next section we're looking at is hook and writing style. So the first two lines must grab attention and stop the scroll. So realize when you're writing a post or when your AI is writing a post for you, the first thing is so important is the hook in itself. How are you going to grab that reader's attention? How are you going to stop them from scrolling? Because it doesn't matter how good your post is. If you can't grab the reader's attention and stop them from scrolling, they're never going to read it. So here's some of the best, the top 5 hook style engagements that we're looking at. So we have question-based hook, like, are you still struggling with leads? Bold statements, funnels are dead unless you do this one thing. A shocking stat, 90% of businesses use AI automation to grow faster. A contrarian take, AI will not replace humans, but humans using AI will replace those who don't. Storytelling hook, 3 years ago, I was broke and lost and found my business. So things like this that are going to grab their attention and stop them from scrolling, and then you'll be able to feed this into the AI as well. So here's another example prompt of what you're looking for. Start with a post with a bold statement that challenges a common misconception about AI in business. And then the next one we're going to be talking about, and again, this is engagement style and interaction. So should the post encourage engagement? Question-based post, what's your biggest challenge with AI? Fill in the blank type post, tag post, poll post, story prompts, things like these. These are the things that are going to encourage engagement, and you want to feed this into your prompt. Do you want them to comment down in the comments XYZ? Do you want them to tag a friend? Do you want to drop a comment if this has happened to you before? This is something that if you're not putting in your post or putting into your prompts, the AI won't know to do this, and it will not be able to increase engagement like you're looking for. So another example prompt is encourage engagement by asking readers to comment on the biggest struggle with AI and AI animation. And one of the things I want you to think about too that's really great with this, especially encouraging the readers, is when you're in the social media planner, you're actually able to set it up so once it put a post in, that you can have it so that it will make the first comment on the post for you. And that really helps with engagement and ties really great into what we're talking about right here. If you haven't been using the planner, I recommend that once you plan everything out and you see the 14-day strategy, that you go in, and it's super easy to do. All you have to do is cut, paste everything, set it up. And it's one of the great things about high level and having this type of automation and tying it into AI that makes stepping into the future so easy. So the next thing we're looking at is post length and format. So this is a big one. How long do you want it to be? So for Facebook and LinkedIn, they recommend 1 to 5 paragraphs in story type or authority type post. In Instagram and TikTok, we're looking at captions that are 1 to 3 paragraphs, concise and hooks, because again, that format's really fast. So you want to grab their attention, you want to hook them real fast and get them curious so that they're going to stay on the platform, or at least on your video for that. Twitter and X, or Twitter and X, Twitter is X, 1 to 2 sentences per tweet, concise, engaging. Threads, just like that, 5 to 10 posts expanding your idea. And YouTube, you're going to be looking for a medium form education with engaging post. So these are things that you're going to be looking at when you come to, again, planning in and creating your prompt. How long should the posts be? How they should be formatted? It's super important. And a perfect prompt for that would be generate a long form LinkedIn post, 3 to 5 paragraphs, structured as a story, followed by actionable insights. And this is really great because then this allows the AI to know what specific format and what specific way it should design the post so that it's able to create the most engaging and potential for virality. I mean, that's really what we're looking for when we're doing this, is creating the best post for every different platform, no matter what. And this will also, when you do this, will give you the ability for short form content or whatever you're looking for. When you design this, it's literally going to be able to help you on any platform to be able to create specific, niche specific, tailored specific for you, no matter what the platform is. It will do videos, it will do everything you'll need. So you'll see. So the next one we're looking at is visual and format enhancement. So this is platform specific enhancements. So thing that really set off for different platforms in the research we found. So LinkedIn, really like bullet points, bold text, spacing for readability, making it so that it's not really big chunks of text. When that happens, people tend to skip over things and not read them as well. Instagram and TikTok, when we're in the captions, emojis, hashtags, short line breaks really well. When you're on X, all caps for emphasis, and using strategic emojis in different places helps to draw the person's or the reader's attention. And then Threads, using step-by-step breakdowns and numbered lifts. These are things that really draw the different users on those platforms in, and helps to make it so that your social media posts are always more engaging. So here's another example of a prompt using this part of the bit. Use emojis and line breaks to format the Instagram caption for easy readability. Writing style, this is a huge one. Determine the overall tone and structure of the post. Is it conversational and relatable where it feels like a personal chat going back and forth? Is it authority based, coming from someone like right now where I'm teaching complex concepts in simple terms? Is it story driven? We're using real experiences to build emotional connection. Is it contrarian or disruptive where you're challenging an industry norm, sparking a debate? Or is it humorous and entertaining where it's more about just having fun? It's witty, meme style type content. And here's an example of that. Write in a conversational tone, making the AI's response feel natural and engaging. And again, all these little chunks, I'm going to show you at the end how to put them all together so you're going to have one long master prompt that's going to allow you to use AI to create amazing social media content no matter what the platform you're using it on. Now, this one I add in, this is a little twist to my own because a lot of people don't think about doing stuff like this. Famous writers. So who are the people in the way that you're trying, who are the best at writing copy for these different people? So we've got like David Ogilvy, which he uses data-driven persuasive type advertising. Gary Halbert, which is emotional storytelling, direct response marketing. Dan Kennedy, authority-driven and no BS copywriting. Russell Brunson, curiosity-based hooks, engaging funnels. Eugene Schwartz, he's marketing sophistication and deep psychological triggers. Joseph Sugarman, controversial and effortless persuasion. Alex Hermosi, value stacking and offer creation genius. Claude Hopkins, he's a scientific advertising and test-driven strategist. John Carlton, attention-grabbing headline and urgency-based. And Frank Kern, laid-back storytelling and trust building and positioning. These are all the different some of the best copywriters that are out there right now and the different things where they're good at. And the great thing is when you feed these into AI and you explain to them that you want to use these as examples, it then goes and pulls different styles from each one of these and then puts it in the AI itself. So an example would be model the writing style of Alex Hermosi by using a value stacked approach, clearly outlining the benefits of AI automation and why it's a no-brainer investment. So we're getting close to the end now. This is the last one here, the call to action, the CTA. We all know and love this one. So this defines the final action the audience should take after engaging with the post. Is this an engagement CTA, like drop a fire emoji if you agree? Is it a lead gen? And this is a really big one, and again, ties back into the social media planner. Comment AI for a free guide. This is a great one because, like I said, when you put this in the follow-up comment or the first comment there, they start dropping it in and then you have them follow it up into Messenger. You're now able to open up a whole chain of the conversation and pull them into actual DMs you can start educating them, nurturing, and then moving them up the value ladder of potential sales. Another one is sales call to action. DM me AI growth to get started. Community CTA, join the AI mad scientist movement. DM me mad scientist. Or a viral CTA, tag 3 friends who need to see this. I'm sure you guys and gals have all seen these before. So here's one of the examples in the post with the call to action, asking readers to comment AI for a free resource. Now, let's put this all together. So these are the 10 call to actions again that we talked, or 10 different segments that we talked about before: AI purpose, audience traffic, platform content, hooked and writing style, engagement style, post LinkedIn format, visual writing enhancements, writing style, famous copywriting styles, and call to action. Now, let's see what that all looks like when you put it all together. So we'll start first with it. Create an AI-generated LinkedIn post where the AI acts as an expert educator explaining how AI automations can help service-based businesses increase efficiency and revenue. The post should target warm audience business owners and entrepreneurs who are aware of AI but not fully understand how to implement their operation. Format the post for LinkedIn, keeping it structured with short paragraphs, bullet points for readability, and professional yet engaging language. With AI, let's chat let's chat, comment AI below, and I'll send you a free guide to get started. So you can see already right here how this now, as we've broken it down, you can see how the structure is starting to build. And by layering these together, you actually create the ultimate prompt that's going to allow you to have the best output, the most consistent, and the most engaging when it comes to AI. So the next thing, start with a bold statement that immediately grabs attention, such as AI isn't the future, it's the present, and businesses don't adapt will be left behind. Encourage readers by asking a thought-provoking question at the end. What's the biggest challenge stopping you from implementing AI in your business? Let's discuss in the comments. Post link. The post should be medium to long format, 3 to 5 paragraphs to provide valuable insights remaining digestible for LinkedIn readers. With AI, let's chat, and I'll send you a free to get started. The post link, the post should be medium to long paragraphs, provide valuable insight to remain digestible for the readers, use bullet points to break down key benefits of AI automation, and bold phrases to emphasize important takeaways, adapt a conversational and authority-based writing style, clear engagement and education without sounding robotic or overly formal. Model the writing style of Alex Hermosi by stacking value throughout the post, clearly outlining the benefits of automation and why it's an essential investment for business looking to scale. In with the direct call to action. If you're ready to future-proof your business with AI, let's chat, comment AI below, and I'll send you the free guide to get started. So one of the things we're doing now is we're actually creating dynamic emails that determine on how the person is engaged with the AI, the responses they've given. We now pull that information in a high level. We're able to use that to dynamically create nurture series that are individual for each person, depending on how they engage with AI and where they're at in their customer journey. Are they warm? Are they cold? Are they hot traffic? Have they booked an appointment? We're even setting the AI to determine how far out the appointment is, and the closer it gets, the more intense the AI emails get to get the person to show up. There's so much you can do now with dynamic inputs and high level. It really allows you to change the game, and that's what really makes AI so special, because when you add stuff like that in and prompts like I'm showing you now, it makes it feel so personalized and gives AI an aspect that other people can't. And that's really what separates or is going to separate you from everyone else, is understanding these basic concepts we're talking about now. And then, like what John said before, you can spend the last 2 years learning all this different stuff and figuring out where you should do here and who you should use where and all that good stuff. Or you can just push the easy button here, and you could just actually text GPT to 1-844-735-4045, and I'm going to give you a whole GPT that I dumped all this into. So all this that you see right here is come in. We'll go ahead and let me switch my screens real quick here and go
And
to it.
while you're doing that, Jeff, this reminds me of like when I first got into maybe Photoshop, and you have this great idea to create maybe some posts and flyers, and it's just very detailed. I feel like AI prompting is similar to that early startup where if you get in early and you practice enough, this becomes second nature, and it almost feels like a cheat code.
Yeah, well, that's the cool thing about this is when you do stuff like this, and like this GPT I created, it's called Influencer AI. When you do stuff like this, and the reason why I'm bringing up this GPT now, and they have Claude, which has gems and other different things like that. But no matter what platform you're on, I recommend building out a GPT similar to what I've done here for you, because what you can do is you can create specific AIs that help for whatever you're doing. Whenever I have a new product, new offer, new whatever, I'll go and I'll make a GPT specific for it to help me out, because then you have a specific assistant that's AI driven that knows everything about your product, brand, or whatever you're trying to do in that instance. And it's invaluable. It's really invaluable. Now, let me show you this one right here that I created. This is called AI Influencer. And if you just call that or text that number, GPT to that number, you'll be able to get this. It's totally free. But I just want to give you a real quick idea of what it can do. So I just said, I want to create 14 days of content. And this is the way I've got it set up. It will ask you and engage with you and be proactive to be able to drive the conversation. So then it asks which social media platforms you want. And it even shows you, it's like you can have any of them. Pinterest even on here. So I just like, oh, let me do Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Then it's like, well, what are your goals? So it's like, oh, brand awareness and sales, engagement. You can see all the different choices. And then I said all of them. It's like awesome. It's like, let's create a balanced 14-day strategy on focusing. And it says now, next one, who's your target audience? There, gave my target audience. What tone would you like? I'm like, you know what? Let's make a mix of all these different types of tones that it has there. It's like sweet. It comes back and tells you the tones. And it's like after that, what types of content should be included? And it gives you different types of posts. And again, this is something John had mentioned before. We have text post, image, video content, carousels, posts. It will literally make any type of post for any type of platform. All you have to do is tell it, and it will walk you through everything. So I said, let's do a mix of all. Then after that, it said, what theme, what do you want the theme of the daily content? Do you want it for, and it gave examples. Do you want it motivated? Do you want it Tuesday? I was like, yeah, let's do something like that. So then it puts out a table here breaking down exactly how it's going to be. We're going to have motivation Monday, tip Tuesday, trend Thursday. I'm like, you know what? I don't really like that though. Let's skip weekends and let's make it just Monday through Friday. So now it's Monday through Friday. And I'm like, you know what? Let's make it a mix of everything so it has more promotion. So now it lays out your entire 14-day plan for you for every content. And then it goes into how do you have any promotions even going? Because now it's asking about your actual business. How would you like to tie stuff in? So I tell it, yeah, I'm launching AI Agent Kickstart in March. And then it's like, okay, we'll incorporate it in. Do you have any specific brand guidelines? Like, again, all you have to do is sit back and answer all these questions, and it's going to do it for you. And once you answer them, it will know all your answers. So it's not like you have to do this every time. So then we broke into my branding guidelines, asking it, I want to be futuristic and AI themed. It asked me if I wanted any hashtags. It asked me what's my call to action. Again, all the different stuff that we've discussed here throughout the prompt. I told it, and then I told it that I wanted to have a mix of all the different types of call to action. So it's got a value call to action, and then as the day gets closer, it increases and gets harder in its offer. Then it even asked me, do you want a competitor analysis and trending topics included? So I said yes. And it literally goes out, searches the internet, and brings back all the trending topics and stuff about my competition or similar to this so that you're able to know what's going on, recommending content ideas. So then after that, it comes in and it starts listing everything for my key insights. Final questions here. How often do you want to post per platform? I said whatever's best for the platform. So it takes that, then starts laying out, shows you how often you should be breaking it down, what type of engagement style, breaks that down. Last thing, do you want to track everything? So then it even puts in here KPIs that allow you to track stuff. Then it goes into those. Finally, we get into breaking down the actual post here. This, it gives me an image of it, and then it actually breaks and puts down the actual post content, breaking down on here in what's called Canvas, what it should be in each post. And then after that, I said, well, let's make post number one. So I come in after we get all this, I go, let's make post one. It shows the different days here. Oh, sorry, switch screen. Shows the different days. And then finally we get into it. Here's the post now. And it's from Monday. It goes in and great post. The future of AI is driven by AI. Are you ready? Good hook. It gives you bold reasons. It, again, following all the formatting, everything we've talked about. Why agents AI Kickstart is a must. Goes in, you look, and it asked it. And then it asked me, would you like a longer version or would you like a more storytell version? So I'm like, sure, give me another one. So it gives me another version, breaks it all down. It's like, hey, can I have a version that's story based? So now it goes in and it changes the whole format and it comes in like it's allegoric. How I went from burnout into scaling my AI agency, a true story. 2 years ago, I was drowning in work. I was running an AI, and it totally shifts the whole format of the post. So you come in here, and I was like, that was great. Give me a super inspirational version that's very motivating. So now it again changes the whole post, shifts it now so that it's more inspirational and motivating. Like you literally at your fingertips have the power to be able to create any post for any platform in any style that you want, and all you have to do is tell it now. And it will. I mean, if you take time out and read these are really well written posts. I mean, you can see just this one alone. If you break into it, where this one will be motivational, they thought people would never shop online. Showed them social media was just for kids. It just really breaks it down, makes it inspirational, and starts driving it through. So that was really what I wanted to show you is the ability you answer about 18 different questions. Then after that, sort of off to the races, and it'll create anything you want. And all you need to do is it plans out 14 days at a time. Just tell it what day you want to make, and it'll make that post for that day. Copy and paste, put in the social media planner, 14 days worth of content, ready to go. Easy.
Wow. And if you found this as crazy as I did and as in depth of what was even possible is now reality, throw some emojis in the chat below. Let us know how excited you are in the comments. If you don't mind, Jeff, for someone that maybe they haven't yet got in depth on marketing psychologically and really understanding their audience as you have explained and showcased here. For example, maybe they're not yet into landing pages or funnels. They have a website, a robust website. Could you just share, based on your previous experience, what you saw when websites shifted to funnels, how this concept of social media designs and social media just posting, things that are eye catchy, how that's shifting to the psychological storytelling hook into getting them into making a decision or engage?
Right. Well, so often, so many people when they're putting post out and things like that, they're just putting post out to put post out. There's not really a structure behind it. There's not like an actual format or a lot of times any a reason for doing it other than just put stuff out there. But now when we're able to structure our post, we're able to know who our target audience is, so that we're able to hit their pain points and really know what drives them, their wants, desires, and needs. When we're able to put that in our post, that's when we're really able to use social media as like almost like a weapon to some degree. I mean, think about now when you look at social media, 10 to 15 years ago, maybe a little bit more, people would have paid millions for the ability to get reach that they do right now in a good post. But the problem is, like I covered early in the presentation, social media now reach is getting harder and harder. So if you're not using these psychological triggers, these hooks, these different things that are going to bring the reader in and make sure they engage with your post, you're really just speaking out in the ether and just wasting your time.
Yeah. And, when it comes to the different platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, even the short form platforms, maybe X, Threads, and a variety of others, um, what is your experience or recommendation or strategy around how much customization or changes should you be making from platform to platform with the context that you put together in the post?
Yeah, and that was one thing I touched on, and why it's so important to be able to separate the different platforms. Too many people try and do a one size fits all, and it just leads to too much generic content out there, and that's really not going to move the person forward through their customer journey. It's not going to allow them to build know, like, and trust with you. It's not going to allow you to develop your brand. You really need to be able to differentiate yourself from everyone else, or else you're just another person on TikTok or something, you know?
Could you share the difference between what they may receive content wise as a marketer versus what they need to make sure that they're hitting home to their ideal customer that may not be an actual marketer? They're just a small to medium sized business owner.
Sure, there's a couple things here. That's a great question. Well, the first thing is you really need to make sure that you understand your pain points of your audience. I mean, that's so huge. So often people don't really understand what is driving their customer. What is the number one thing that is really going to be able to make it so that you can to solve their problem. And when you're talking to them, another problem that we can run into as the expert is we forget that they don't know everything that we know. They don't understand everything we know. A lot of times we need to sort of dumb it down a little bit, not to be demeaning or anything, but they say right now, when you look at most presentations, that if you can keep them at a fifth grade reading level, that's when they get the most impact. You really want to be able to make it so that your audience is able to understand everything that you're speaking to them, and that they relate that what you're telling to those pain points, and then how you're going to be able to solve it, and really keep it simple like that. I think that would be one of the best things for people starting out when they're really just trying to figure out how to talk to their audience, is what is the pain they're in, because that's the number one thing. That's what every business, every product, whatever it is, you should be solving a problem. The bigger the problem, the more you can charge for it. So what is the problem you're solving? Who is the audience you're speaking to? What are some of the phrases, terminologies, things that you can use to help build that know, like, and trust, so that they see you as one of them, and that you understand them not as some separate person that's like talking from them up on a mountain. So understanding that. And then also, again, understanding, and we talked about earlier, is their traffic temperature, where they are in that actual journey. Are they cold traffic and they're just hearing about the first time, or are they warm and they're ready to make a purchase, but they're just not sure which product to buy? I think these are really some of the most important things that we need to talk about, especially for beginners, when they're talking about a marketing message, whether it's trying to sell their product or creating a post. You really need to understand your niche, understand your audience, and understand where the conversation needs to be, so that they'll have the maximum engagement and understanding.
Yep. And Funnel Doc, with what you shared so far in depth, I'm now looking at, I have the framework, I have the why, the strategy. I can spend now less time trying to figure all that out and spend more time personalizing the output and tweaking it as needed. So that way I can put it into my social planner, I can create nurture campaigns, and I can have everything dialed in and speaking to each other. Wow. And it's been a great time here. And there's some questions below in the comments, and we promise to get back to you on that. Funnel Doc, any closing comments you could share before we get to it? Get your funnel, get your social media planner, get your content organized, and get it out there.
There's no such thing as perfect. So take imperfect action and start. If you wait, you will keep on waiting. Don't wait. Take action today. Start making, positive steps forward. You're going to find it's going to be, some things will be easy, some things will be hard, but I promise you this, if you don't take action, you'll never know. So get out there, take action, start making posts, start making funnels, get out there and start making it happen, because 2025 is going to be your year.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Funnel Doc, for joining us. Thank you to our audience here that's taking the time to watch, to listen, and to learn. If you're watching the replay on this, definitely comment below. But we got more coming at you with this social media marathon. Till the next one, thank you again.